Burrow airs it out. Chase. Hello. Touchdown.
And I got a voice inside that needs to be fed.
Are two of the best historically, just not thus far. Against these receivers.
Making adjustments again, and there is Smith roaming free, breaks a tackle. Ohio State strikes quickly.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you to a special edition, a Sunday afternoon edition of the Maxon Report presented by Ohio Sports Talk. Today we have Jackson Vaughn on, defensive end, 5-star recruit, rocking and rolling. Thank you for your time, sir, and welcome to the show.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me.
Hey, we much appreciate you having you on, man. So we'll kind of get right into it, man. You defensive end, edge rusher, football. Where did your love for the game start?
I would say my love for the game started at a young age. I mean, even going to my brother's games, he's a little older than me, wearing his helmet and just things like that.
Oh, I can understand that. I grew up a triplet, all the same age, so I didn't have that variation. So everything that we did was all at the same time, and we just kind of compete and figure it out. But that's super cool. But definitely for me, it was always looking up at the high schoolers would always come down to our Pee Wee games, and I thought that was the coolest thing in the world, And I can definitely relate to that. Yeah. But from what area our viewers are more demographically towards Ohio, if you want to let our viewers know what area you're from and what school you rock.
So I'm from Plainfield, New Jersey, and I go to Bergen Catholic, which is in Oradell, New Jersey.
Very nice. I've only been out that way a few times. I was in the Marine Corps for a very long time, so I would travel all around and visit all my friends. I had a few friends from that area.
Yes, sir.
You have any growing up? You got any spots in New Jersey that there was a cool hangout spot, or you got like a favorite restaurant or like a hot spot that if I were to visit New Jersey right now, you'd recommend?
I don't know if I could say. I mean, most of the places I eat at are just like regular franchises. So I don't know if I could say one thing, but the pizza's here is pretty good.
Pizzas are pretty good. I'm a big pizza person. We got Ron's Pizza just outside Dayton, Ohio, that if you're ever in the area, I guarantee it. If you don't like it, send me a copy of your receipt. I will pick up the tab. That's a guarantee I put behind it, big time.
Yeah.
So, what grade? You looked at your brother's helmet. It kind of got you into it. Did you start Pee Wee, or did you start more of a backyard thing, or any kind of flag football, or was it just?
Nah. I pretty much started Pee Wee football, so I think that's like 9U, 8U.
8U.
Yeah. But that's where I originally got started for my town team.
Very nice. What you played primarily defense these days? Has it always been a love for defense, or have you always kind of had a offense-defense relationship? Have you played both sides of the ball, or just kind of figure it out?
At a young age, I actually played a little QB. I played QB and linebacker. Yeah. And, as I got older, I just, kind of switched over to defense.
Could you still sling it if we put a ball in your hand?
A little bit. I got some a little bit.
I unfortunately was only like 5'8", so I was always way too short to play any kind of quarterback to see pass. But my best friend, he ended up being like 6'3", so he got the experience all those cool things that I did not. So definitely slinging a ball is fun. And when did you feel like you were like, man, this is me. This is when I arrived. This is what I want to continue doing. Has it always been primarily football, or do you have a little bit of a multi-sport background that kind of got you settled on it?
Yeah, I would definitely say I have a pretty diverse background when it comes to sports. I used to play baseball. I really used to play basketball, but yeah, it's really been baseball, basketball, football. And originally, I liked baseball the best, like at the start, and then like as I just got older, football just kept growing on me, and then when I started camping, getting offers, then it was like, yeah, like this is what I'm gonna do.
Oh, 100%, man. I can totally relate. A lot of my as a I coach football too. As a coach, a lot of my football players either have like a wrestling background or the ones that come off the defensive end, or even my tight ends do a lot of basketball, and they
Hmm.
credit that getting in the middle of the paint, boxing somebody out, making those moves to the hoop. They use a lot of it, when they
Hmm.
break out of their routes and square their hips, and
Hmm.
it helps a long way. I think that so staying fresh in basketball, even though if you're hooping it in the summertime, in the
Hmm.
off season, I credit that to my guys all the time, and it's great cardio for them to kind of keep from letting that wintertime blues, come by when the season ends, and you're just like, I gotta get in the weight room, and then it becomes a little repetitive. You got to break it up a little bit and have a little
Yeah,
bit of fun.
yes,
I
sir.
always encourage my guys.
Yes, sir.
But so you reach like middle school. Let me know what that's like. You get on the middle school team. You predominantly playing defense and edge
Yeah,
rusher.
so like as long as I played for my town team, that's when I played quarterback, and then I went to like a nationally ranked called the Mattawan Huskies, and then once I got over there, I played defense, and then that's where I really like grew into myself at like edge.
That's awesome. And is there anything that the game of football does for you, like in and out of the class, in and out of the classroom, in and out of the field? Anything that stands out that really kind of shape you into the, awesome athlete? I mean, it speaks for itself. 5-star athlete that you are today.
I would just say, football can teach you a lot about character and just things like that, like just just winning, losing, being competitive. I think football's taught me a lot about like just being tough and grit, and because you need those things to be successful in life.
No, I couldn't hit it even harder. I tell my kids all the time that the waking up at 5:30 to get there at 6, clicking and clanging, getting in the weight room, being disciplined those 3 to 4 days a week when we're running conditioning, while everybody else is just waking up at 10 a.m.,
Hmm.
oversleeping, stuff of that nature. It really sets you up for the long run. And it's good to hear that even today, because I was back in the late '90s and 2000s. Even today, the kids are still rocking and rolling that same mentality with the
Yes,
coaching
sir.
staff. And so you're going through work. We'll kind of fast forward a little bit. You're 6-1 this year. You guys had a hell of a win last uh, just a couple nights ago, 42-7. You guys slinging the rock. Defensive, actually, you guys put down just a 100% shutdown performance from top to bottom. Tell me how this season's going for you.
Uh, I think it's going pretty good. Of course, we wanted to be undefeated, but I think we've learned from our loss, and I think we're just growing towards our end goal, which is the championship.
100%. And that I know that interdivisional loss kind of stings sometimes, but like you said, that score. I mean, it damn near, right down to the last minute, and you guys were just duking it out. So it sometimes you take those on the chin, and I think that's your best learning moments ever, because
Mhm.
everybody loves each other when you're up here, and you're 4-0, 5-0. You reach those, we're on top of the world modes, but
Mhm.
it's when you find out about yourself and your teammates is after that loss. Who's going to come back, who's going to hit the weight room harder, who's going to hit the film harder, who's going to freshen up and sharpen their skills, and learn from the mistakes. I always think you learn through failure, and I feel that in both in life, coaching, and even as an athlete, you learn more through your failures than you do your wins, because I mean that's when you pick up the pieces and rebound, really get back on there. And like I said, you guys have been sharp as hell. 42-7. that that's for the sake of my locker room talk. That's belts to whooping. So I'll edit myself for the program, but that's just outstanding. And
That's it.
with this team, and I kind of ask everybody a different version of it. Do you guys feel like you have a win this season or a win in your high school career where you feel like you and your teammates kind of really arrived, or is that still on the horizon?
I mean, since this is my second year in high school, I would say the championship game. That was just a real feeling for me. I had a pretty good game, but just as a team, I feel like we played good.
And especially as a sophomore, I'll kind of pick your brain a little bit. How's the recruitment like these days with everything being on Huddle, everything being digital, you're getting these emails and text messages, and it's coming to your team and your representation and your parents. And what's the recruiting been like for you? And have you had any big time visits?
It's been pretty hectic. Like a lot of schools reaching out and things like that. But I'm very grateful for it. And, yeah, but I went to Penn State a couple weeks ago. I went to the whiteout game. I went to Notre Dame, Texas A&M, and then yesterday I went to the Rutgers Oregon game, and then that's pretty. What it's looked like so far.
I'll tell you that Penn State stadium, when it's a whiteout, whether you're visiting or being at a home game, that crowd absolutely goes nuts.
Yeah,
they've been known to be a little bit seismic, but yeah, being a sophomore going to these big time stadiums and games, that's got to be super exciting, man.
yes, sir. It is. It's a blessing.
What do you like to do when you're calming down, and what do you like to do in the off season? What do you do to calm down after, or even a big win? What's your hobbies to stay fresh, so to speak, or sharp?
Like from a recovery standpoint, or just like away from football.
Just away from football. What about from it's the summertime and you got a couple weeks to yourself standpoint?
Yeah, I would definitely say like jet skiing or fishing or something like that. I like the water. Yeah, so I'd say something like that, or just like relaxing, playing the game or something like that.
Dude, that's awesome. You have to hit me up offline. I know a few places around there you can get some good deep sea fishing or some awesome skiing and water skiing and stuff of that nature. I'm terrible at it myself, but I always give 100% effort before I flip out. But I can't keep the balance. But it's definitely good to see, because you always want to. You can't be something that I fizzle myself out and I see other athletes. It's got to be all about the game, win or loss, and you got to tell them to calm down, don't burn out. Things are going to be all right. So, but it's good to hear that, especially as a sophomore, and you have so much career left, even just on this level, and you have so much career in front of you on the next level, and it's going to be a blessing, man. I'm thrilled you came on a program where we'll be able to track it. But that's awesome. Sorry, I glitched there for a second. But no, that's anything else you kind of do to mentally prepare on game day?
I wouldn't say much on game day, but I would say building up to the game. Just studying the opponents, like certain. I like to see like what the offensive linemen like to do, like how they shoot their hands, like if they give out any pointers or on what the play is, or like if they're pass blocking or run blocking. Yeah, just things like that early in the week. But on game day, I just like to already be prepared and just be ready to go.
That's awesome, man. And moving on to the next level, and I kind of ask everybody a little bit of variation of this. If anybody's watching, anybody sees this in replay, what does Jackson bring to the next level? I know you got a couple years before that, but what do you bring to the next locker room, the next community, or the next campus?
I would say I bring a leader. I bring somebody that's gonna come and work. Humble. I would just say that.
And that's awesome because, leadership and everything right now, all-time high. You guys always looking, the coaching staff, no matter on what level. You look at Pee-wee, junior high, high school, college, pros, they're always looking for that next guy to be in the locker room to really be disciplined and hold everybody accountable, regardless if you're on the punt team, kickoff team, or a team captain. I think that leadership is just such a big thing these days. So.
Yes, sir.
But who you got coming up this week, and kind of tell our viewers a little bit what's the next game on your guys'
Yeah, we have a pretty big game this week. We play St. Joe's Regional. They're a good program.
Is that an interdivisional game?
Yes, sir. That's a like a rivalry game, sort of.
Oh,
speak. Yeah.
Straight rivalry, man. There's
our main rivalry is like Bosco, Bergen, but Joe's Bergen is a pretty good game too.
Awesome. That's this upcoming Friday.
Yeah. So no, we play on Saturday this week.
Saturday this week. Okay. I had that schedule flipped when I was asking if you were available on a Saturday a couple weeks ago, and I was like, no, he's playing. I can't ask that. Then I saw that. That's we in Ohio, we flip it. Sometimes they go Thursdays. We'll have teams play on Thursday nights the day before Friday, and it gets kind of crazy with schedules. So I can totally relate to that. I've coached a couple Thursday night games, but we appreciate having you on. If there's anything you want to share with our viewers, or anything you want to share, just about yourself that maybe I didn't cover. I know we've been rocking for about almost 20 minutes now. I don't want to take too much of your time, but I never want to cut you short either.
I think you asked some pretty good questions. I think I got most of it.
Is there a with your visits and stuff like that? Is there a visit that blew you away? I'm not trying to put you on the spot. I just I'm fascinated with the recruiting these days. And
I would say I knew what the whiteout game was like, but like just being there and how loud it is, I think that was pretty cool.
I'd have to agree. Especially I'm from the Ohio area, so I watched a lot of whiteout games in my day where Ohio State didn't come out on top, and Ohio State did come out on top. And I'm always like, man, that's it gets pretty loud. I've been to a few Army Navy games. I played JUCO ball for the Marine Corps, but the Army Navy games get pretty loud. But I don't think it 100% can replicate the noise of the whiteout game. But if you're ever around it, go to an Army Navy game if you ever get the opportunity to. I think you would have a blast. Not saying join the academy, but definitely, it's definitely a good time, especially there at the end of the year after. But we appreciate your time on this Sunday, man. We'll have this posted on my page. I'll give you a link so you can also post it and retweet it on your page as well. This will be on Facebook, Spotify, Apple, iPod. We'll have all the links up. iHeartRadio will take this interview to a couple different places and definitely revisit it. And we would love to have you on at some point, especially at the end of the year, because I think you guys are going to rock it. And, no bias speaking, I think you guys are going to win the big one. It'd be awesome to follow up with you if you had time going into the off season, have you back, talk a little bit of how things transpired. And I try to get a hold of your stats on Saturdays and Sundays. I'll, with you guys playing Saturdays, I'll get your stats up and your team stats throughout the season here on the Maxon Report under Ohio Sports Talk. And, we'd love to have you again, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me.
Hey, thank you for your time. This has been the Maxon Report. I'm the coach, Jordan Maxon. This is Jackson Vaughn, 5-star athlete, rocking and rolling. We're going to post him out, and y'all have a blessed night.
All right.